Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be continuing my tattoo tag. This is part 3. I'll have part 1 and 2 linked down below. I've been getting so many comments about this and I've really been lagging, so I was like, okay, it's time to do it. But enough talking, let's just get into it. So the last tattoo tag was about my arms because those are pretty full. So since that last tattoo tag, the only tattoo I've gotten on my arms, or tattoos actually, two, are these two. This one, which is a skeleton that has a scorpion's tail. This one that says no idols, no gods. So the scorpion one is because I am a Scorpio and scorpions also tend to sting themselves to death, and that kind of screwing yourself over because of who you are is something that happens to me quite often. I relate. But also apart from that, honestly, I feel like I fit what it means to be a Scorpio to a T. So I wanted to get that. The reason that there's a skeleton is again to allude to the idea of death and like screwing yourself over because of your own self, which sounds really like self-hating, but it's not really self-hating. It's just about realizing what your strengths and weaknesses are. The no idols, no gods, that one, I think that one was very influenced by this day and age. And what I mean by that is that there's social media, there are stupid reality shows, there are a bunch of different things that have people looking up to what I would consider the wrong people. And if you look up to whoever, the Kardashians, whatever, I don't care, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that in my opinion, there are certain people that should not be looked up to because of the morals that I have in my opinions. And so I kind of wanted to have a reminder on me about not putting anyone on that kind of pedestal, whether they're celebrities or not, even whether it's just even a professor, some other person that I know, just to keep it rational and logical and not minimize myself by pushing someone else up. Do you know what I mean? I think that happens a lot, and most of you can probably relate to that in some aspect of feeling like everyone else is more capable than you, or finding someone to be the epitome of something, which is what you want to be, and instead of working on being that way, you, or I, should I say, you kind of kick yourself in the ass for not being that way. Does that make sense? I hope it does, but that's generally what I meant. If it doesn't make sense, you can always let me know in the comments and I'll try to elucidate upon all of that. My next tattoo is one that I have under my boobs. This one was for purely aesthetic reasons, so there's not really any explanation that's going to be given, but this is what it looks like. So this is what that one looks like. Yep, that's pretty much all I gotta say. It stops like right above my belly button, and yeah. Moving on, my next two tattoos are on the sides of my thighs. They're kind of parallel in the sense that they both have thick frames. One of them has Lana Del Rey, and one of them has Mia Wallace from Pulp Fiction, played by Uma Thurman in the movie. This is the Lana Del Rey. This is the Mia Wallace. So as most of you probably know by now, I really love Lana Del Rey. She got me through a really dark time in my life. If you watch Tattoo Tag Part 1 and Part 2, I do mention that because I do have other Lana themed tattoos, but pretty much she helped me get through a hard part of my life, continues to do so, so that is the meaning there. I'm getting kind of nervous. So for the Mia Wallace tattoo, I don't really want to go into too much detail about what that means, but if you know things about my past, or if you watched my video where I exposed myself, I think you'll know what I have in common with Mia Wallace and why I might identify with a lot of what she says. Apart from that, from her character in the movie, I felt like there were a lot of things that I found really parallel, and it kind of always stuck with me. She was one of the characters that always affected me in some type of way, so there you go. The next tattoo is one that I got when I was actually pretty young. I think I was 18 maybe. And it's one that says, "Only after destruction is the resurrection." That's on my hip right above Lana. That one's right here, and see Lana starts right there. I'm pretty sure I got that tattoo right before moving to China, or right after. I can't really remember the timeline, but needless to say, it was a really hard time in my life, and at the time I was super into Chuck Palahniuk. Is that how you even say his name? I never know. Anyways, I still really like Fight Club and all that other stuff, but I had this very intense bond with Fight Club, and I still do, I think, in a lot of ways, as a lot of people do anyways. And the idea of destruction and resurrection is very dominant there, so pretty self-explanatory. Another tattoo that I have is on my ribs. This one is pretty basic. It just says "Killing It" in this kind of scratchy font. It's supposed to be that way before anyone tries to drag me. That tattoo I got when I was in the worst part of my eating disorder. The worst part. Yeah, probably the worst part. There's so many bad parts. I went to my therapist and things were just, everything felt like it was getting worse and nothing was working and all my efforts just seemed to fall flat. And my therapist said, it seems like you're killing it, but not like, hey, you're killing it, like you're doing great, but more like you're killing the eating disorder in the way you can. Which always kind of stuck with me because the idea of an eating disorder as an alive thing really resonates with me because it does feel like an alive thing inside you. And so the fact that he said you're like killing it as in murdering it, that's pretty dark, but I do really see it that way, so that always stuck with me. And it's on my ribs because my ribs were always something I used to check, you know, to see like if I'd gotten fat or like if I'd lost weight or God knows what, you know, like the ribs usually are, I'm not gonna get into it, but I'm sure you can, I'm sure you understand the implications. Another tattoo I have is one that I drew myself. It's not that impressive, but it's of a dagger and it's right here. So this one's pretty long. I really like a geometric effect kind of tattoos, so that's why I drew that one in that way, and I kind of liked that it looked a little bit like shattered glass all put together. And that one kind of had a similar meaning to this one, and the summary of that one is pretty much like you have all the tools to defend yourself with you, you know, like whether it's defending yourself from your own negative thoughts, defending yourself from unfair criticism, unfair insult, from whatever the world has to throw at you, you have your defense inside you and you're not missing anything and you can handle it. Generally, you can handle it. I don't know why I'm so bad at explaining this, I'm so sorry. So I have a couple of other tattoos on my legs, not that many, but still I don't want to make this video super long. So if you're interested in seeing that, I can film the rest of my legs in terms of tattoos. Let me know what you think, if you're interested in these kind of videos or not. And thank you guys so much for watching. As always, thank you to my patrons, and let's get on to the fan art.